Hi everyone, welcome back to the Health Tip this week. So this week we're going to continue our discussion on the AUUM omega-3 mammalian sourced oil, essential oil. So there was another research study that they did which I think is pretty important, and so we're going to highlight something about diabetes and neuropathy. So as some of you may know, when people have diabetes, one of the big concerns is the extremities getting something that we call diabetic peripheral neuropathy. They short form that DSP. And so what they did in this study, they actually used some fibers in the eye. So they used the CNFL, so that stands for corneal nerve fiber length. So they looked at these nerves in the eyes, and they can measure those nerves. And as people are getting peripheral neuropathy, the nerves actually retrograde. They're getting worse, and the length of the nerve is shortening. So typically in normal people, you usually see like maybe a 5% lengthening over the course of a year, something like that, as the normal population goes ahead. But people with neuropathy, you usually see a retrograde, or they would be decreasing. So typically in people with diabetic peripheral neuropathy, when they measure these nerves, they usually see a negative 1.6% lengthening, meaning that it's actually shortening. It's getting 1.6% shorter. And they use this as an actual marker for the progression of diabetic peripheral neuropathy. So what they did is they gave people supplementation of the AUUM oil for a year, and they were measuring this nerve marker in their eyes. And this is what they found. So when people were supplementing with the AUUM omega-3 mammalian oil, which we have in the office, which I recommend, they found that the length started at 8.3 millimeters, and it actually increased to 10.1 millimeters. So that was actually shown to be a 29% increase in length. So it was even getting longer than what we call normal people in the population with the supplementation of this oil. So this is actually really very important for people, being able to maybe potentially keep their limbs and that kind of stuff, and increasing the health of their nerves. So that's all, if it's happening peripherally and in the eye, it's also happening in the brain, by the way. But the other thing too, people that have fibromyalgia, sometimes there's a sort of a category that they call small cell fiber peripheral neuropathy in people with fibromyalgia, and this could also be something very important for them as well. So if you know anybody that has diabetes and would be interested in getting some of this, or if you're just interested in just improving your health, because this is actually improving your nerve health regardless of whether you have a problem or not. So it's always good to keep your brain and your nerve system healthy, and that's what we work on as chiropractors, and we want that to be working as efficiently as possible. So I highly recommend this mammalian source omega-3 as opposed to fish oil and plant oils and that kind of thing. Just because, as I've described in other videos, it's the exact same configuration as the omega-3 oil that comes in mother's breast milk, and it fits right into our brain, as opposed to having your body having to use a cold-blooded source like a fish or krill and kind of convert it a little bit, or the plant, where there's even more conversion that needs to be done to make it kind of fit and do what it needs to do in our brains and in our nerves. If you know anybody else as well that has fibromyalgia, this is also something that would be very important for the health of their nerve system as well. So that's your health tip for this week. Please share it around, and we'll see you next time.